Good morning, everyone. Welcome to CWM. Today is Wednesday, September 28th. So already September is gone. Well, today we want to kind of summarize what is happening in the residential market, whether it's going to be crash or it's just stabilizing right now. So one of our market trends, we want to make sure what we understand and where we are at this moment for the residential market. Okay. Well, let's review what is happening right now, current situation. Number one, sales declined for 7 consecutive months. So let's say this statistic is probably up to August. And so from August to last 7 months. So August to July, June, May, April, and March and February. So pretty much kind of a beginning of this year, for 7 months, number of transactions declined continually for 7 months. That is what we are facing right now. Number two, the median price in July in US is $403,800, which is up 10.8% from a year ago. But depending on which organization studied, the stat might be a little bit different. Okay, but in general, the median price, overall median price, new homes, existing homes, overall median price in July in US went up 10.8% from a year ago. So still compared to the last year, okay, compared to the last year 2021, price went up about, let's say, a July reference compared to last year July went up 10.8%. And third point is average rate for 30-year fixed mortgage is 6.29%. This week, Freddie Mac announced the average mortgage rate this week went up to 6.29%. And also we'll take a look at the news brief, relevant news. Number four, the pace of rent increases is tipping off and going down month to month. Also, we're going to review the news today, but finally, after 2 years of climbing up, the rent is tipping off, meaning start decline. So that's kind of a new kind of move. Actually, this week, Wall Street Journal also reported, and many other medias. So these are the facts about the current situation. And we want to take a look at the reasons to have housing booming in 2021. Why so much housing market was booming in 2021, last year, as we all pretty much experienced. Our company itself, we increased the transaction amount by 58% compared to year 2020. So what was the reason of the house booming in 2021? Number one, historically low interest rate in 2020, 2021. So everybody knows that. Because of that, house market was really booming. A lot of people tried to buy their homes, and also a lot of investors tried to buy their investment properties. Okay, number two, limited supply for building materials, skillful labor power. But because of this, well, in other words, not enough supply, right? That means house price was climbing up, and it kept at a high profile, okay, because of this reason. So that's why housing market was booming. I mean, price is good. Price was good. And the third, the M generation, between the age of 25 to 43. These M generation buyers increased in the market. As we know, M generation population is bigger than the famous baby boomer generations. So while this generation coming into the buyer market, we experienced housing booming in 2021. And number four, why there was house booming in 2021? Sellers reluctant to sell, which means low inventory. That's why there are strong buyers group, and because of this M generation getting into the buyer market, and also low interest rate also triggers a lot of buyers getting into the residential market, the buyer market. So that's why it was a strongly seller's market. And we will take a look at a little bit details of why sellers' reluctance to sell, etc. So these are the reasons that we had housing booming in 2021. And now people are saying that, well, looks like we're gonna crash. Okay. The Fed keep raising the interest rate higher and higher. And as we can see, the home price is tipping off, and also rent is tipping off. Okay, so we are heading to the crash point, like we experienced in 2008-9, and consequently 2010, 11, 12, so-called financial crisis, or not. Some other people saying, no, this market is going to be stabilized. In other words, that becomes pretty much normal. So which one is more reliable conclusion? Well, we want to take a look at the differences in 2022 from the financial crisis in 2028 and 9. First, right now, the difference is stronger fundamentals. Mortgage qualification, their standards, they kept pretty high. So, we want to talk about the interest rate, but interest rate now reached to 6.29. But if you remember, before the pandemic, for a while, 6% was very normal. Okay, so still fundamentals are strong, and also unemployment rate is very low right now. Okay, so all these fundamentals are stronger than the financial crisis that time. And number two, what is the difference from financial crisis right now is historically high record rent. Rent is high, but for the tenant is very difficult situation. But for residential investors' point of view, is pretty good. Okay, that is a difference from financial crisis time. And number three, very low foreclosures and short sales. Why is that? This is kind of important because right now we don't expect the great number of foreclosures or short sales. But some people are saying, just the rumor saying, well, there are going to be a lot of short sales pretty soon, but not much so, because right now, okay, home prices, high house prices, okay, with low interest rate, which means already almost all the homeowners, they did refi already. So what is the result? The homeowner's point of view, their equity is very high because high home prices, with very low interest rate, refinanced mostly for next 30 years. Okay, that's why they don't have to throw away their homes. This is much different from the situation in financial crisis in 2020, 2008, 2009. There's no need to throw away their houses, simply. Okay, and number four, first home buyers age group, M generation, the population of M generation, which mostly first home buyers, is much bigger than baby boomer generation. Back in financial crisis time, it was not. The baby boomers at the time is mostly in schools, probably, because it's how many years ago? It was about 10 years ago. At the time, M generation, which the population-wise much bigger than baby boomer generation, was not ready to get into residential market. But right now, M generation is very active. So these kind of things, the fact, are differences in 2022 from financial crisis time in 2008 and 2009. So that is why I would rather say residential market is being stabilized rather than it's going to a bust. But as I said, the market is going to be stabilized. I don't see any, and also some experts don't see a market crash. Number one, good deals and opportunities for cash buyers and high down payment. Okay, for instance, the last month, one of our agents purchased $920,000 cash house in Grand Rock. And this buyer got the money from Korea, 전세돈. Okay, this is no translation for 전세금, 전세돈. and then he purchased house as a cash. Or some people who has a high down payment is a very good opportunity. And number two, seek for 0 down or 3% down program for first home buyers. Well, typically first home buyers, the M generation, they don't have enough down payment. So the major commercial banks is started to providing the 0 down program or 3% down program. For instance, Citibank and Bank of America. In fact, one of agent is looking for a contact of a Bank of America for this program, so I will get that information. And possibly, if we can bring him in our Zoom session, maybe we can have a mini seminar next time. And the third thing we can do is just to wait. We need to wait and prepare a down payment and also credit score. Okay, try to bring up this credit score. And by doing so, at the same time, convince still the real estate investment long-term effect is no fail. And it is always a successful strategy. Of course, you want to keep the portfolio somewhat, okay? But real estate investment is a must. You cannot eliminate real estate investment for the long-term effect. And for instance, those renters who are waiting for the perfect time, and this is the time because, well, right now, seller is kind of becomes very soft. Okay, so it's a good time to negotiate. And for the renters, they can shorten the time period of the paying the rent, because still rent is pretty high, where even though after 2 years, rent start tip off, but still you have to pay a lot of cash when you pay rent. So if you convert that, I mean, this is always truthful. If you convert the cash, the rent payment into your mortgage payment, which means you are creating equity. That's never ending truth. And the number 4, seek commercial transactions as well. And of course, commercial, the interest rate also going up as Fed raises their fund rate, the federal fund rate. But for instance, SBA provides a good program like 504 loan program. I think everybody is familiar with the SBA 504 program, and it's very low down payment, 10%, and also unbeatable interest rate compared to other commercial loans from typical banks. So probably in the residential market, we need some time to wait to adjust, and market is going to be stabilized. But also we realize that buyer's demand, well, it has a short time setback, okay, but the real estate residential market is always a strong buyer demand. It's just a timing factor. Wait a little bit, how is going to be, for instance, interest rate. Well, interest rate we're going to talk about in detail, but again, we will get used to it because a lot of people older enough people, they experienced the mortgage interest rate as high as 18%, like 80s. So 6% is still very reasonable. And if you compare with other interest rate, yes, it's very reasonable. And this is, supply-demand imbalance. That is very healthy situation. Okay. And that's why even though house price showing tipping off, okay, and the number of transactions going down for 7 months, but still supply-demand imbalance. In a sense, it is healthy. That's why, in other words, supply is low and demand is high, and that's why house price kept high. And also the difference is right now strong market, the labor market right now. Okay. So right now is a healthy supply-demand imbalance, we can say. And right now the difference is strong labor market. In the financial crisis time, at the time, I remember there are too many supplies. I think you probably remember those, right? In Manhattan, there are so many condo development at the time. And so easy to get the loan, okay? So what happened? So many supplies applied, the bank opened up their gate. So everybody purchased, if you are really into a real estate market, at the time, exaggeration a little bit, everybody purchased 1 or 2 or 3 condos. Everybody purchased. So that's why it's different. Right now is a kind of healthy supply-demand imbalance. In other words, the supply is kind of shy, but demand, real estate demand, residential demand is still there. Okay. 오늘은 지금 레지던셜 마켓이 크래시할 거냐, 아니면 이제 안정세로 갈 거냐 하는 퀘스천을 좀 정리를 해봤는데요. 지금 시츄에이션은 뭐냐? 세일즈 트랜잭션이 계속 7개월 연속으로 숫자적으로 줄어들고 있다. 그게 지금 현재 현실이고요. 그럼에도 불구하고 1년 전 대비 미디언 프라이스는 미국 전체 줄라이에 40만 3천이 넘었고 1년 전 대비 10.8% 지금 높다. 그런 얘기고요. 그리고 또 우리가 접하는 팩트는 30년 고정 이자율이 이제는 6.29%가 됐다. 프레드맥의 에버리지로 전번 주에. 그리고 한 가지 뉴스인데요. 이제는 pace of rent increase, 그러니까 렌트가 계속 치솟아 올라가고 있었죠. For 2 years. 그런데 tipping off, 이제 약간씩 가라앉기 시작했다. 안정세를 찾아가는 거죠. In a sense, is very sound move. 건강해지는 거죠. 너무 올라가도 사실은 건강하지가 않죠. 그런 지금 상황에 있고요. 그러면 잠깐 2021 작년에 특히 작년에 그렇게 하우징 부음이 있었던 이유는 뭐겠느냐? 첫 번째, 이자율이 굉장히 그렇게 낮았고, 그 다음에 limited supply for building material, 건자재나 노동력이 딸림으로 인해서 supply, 그러니까 제한된 supply가 있다. 그러니까 당연히 집값은 굉장히 스트롱해지는 거죠. 집값 자체가. 그 다음에 차이가 있었던 것은 왜 그렇게 부밍했느냐 하면 M 제너레이션이 마켓에 들어왔다. 25세에서 43세. 그래서 하우징 마켓이 부밍했다. 그리고 셀러가 reluctant to sell을 했다. 그래서 인벤토리가 낮았다. 이런 요인들로 인해서 그 2021년도에 부밍을 했고요. 그 지금은 이제 어떻게 될 거냐? 지금 그러면은 우리가 붕괴가 될 거냐? 아니면 스테빌라이징으로 갈 거냐? 물론 제 개인적인 생각은 스테빌라이징 단계로 간다. 이렇게 보고요. 그러면 그때 금융위기, 우리가 마켓이 완전히 크래시 됐던 파이낸셜 크라이시스 때하고 다른 점은 지금 뭐겠느냐? 넘버 원, stronger fundamentals. 뭐냐면 은행들이 건강해졌고요. 이제는 모기지 내기가 쉽지 않아요. 그게 건강한 거죠. 은행이 너무 쉬워서 우리가 파이낸셜 크라이시스를 맞이했죠. 그다음에 레이버 마켓도 아직은 좋고 있죠. 단지 페드가 인플레이션을 잡으려고 unemployment rate는 올라갈 거예요. 어쩔 수 없이 이자를 올리기 때문에. 그러나 그러한 펀더멘털들이 굉장히 좋은 상태다. 그 다음에 그 렌트가 계속 올라갔다. 그거는 약간 공급이 숏한 이유로 인해서 렌트가 자연적으로 올라간다. 그것도 정상적인 서플라이 디맨드 곡선에 있는 상승이다. 이렇게 보는 거죠. 그런 것들이 다르다는 거죠. 그때 우리 금융위기 때하고. 그래서 포클로저나 숏세일이 그렇게 많지 않을 것이다. 왜 그러냐 하면 이게 가장 중요한 건데요. 홈오너들이 에쿼티가 크잖아요, 지금은. 그런데 플러스 전부 다 낮은 이자율 때 리파이를 했기 때문에 이자율이 또 낮아요. 그러니까 상대적으로 더블 효과를 보고 있는 거죠. 에쿼티가 높고 집값이 높으니까 그 다음에 이자율이 낮으니까 집을 포클로저나 숏세일로 던져버릴 이유가 많지 않다. 그거에 해당되는 사람들이 많지 않다는 거죠. 그것이 2020년도 지금 현재 틀린 점이에요. 그래서 포클로저나 숏세일이 많지 않을 것이다. 그 다음에 얘기했죠. M 제너레이션. 지금 베이비 부머 제너레이션보다 더 많다고 하는 인구가 M 제너레이션이 지금 마켓에 들어와 있다. 그것이 2020 지금 올해의 다른 점이다. 그때 금융위기 때는 이 M 제너레이션이 너무 어렸죠. 그래서 마켓에 들어올 수가 없었던 거죠. 자, 그 다음에 또 다른 건 뭐가 있었냐 하면은 지금 얘기했지만 서플라이 디맨드, 수요 공급이 균형이 안 맞는데 그것이 어떻게 보면 건강한 거죠. 그러니까 홈 프라이스가 올라간다는 거죠. 그러니까 홈 프라이스가 쉽게 떨어지지 않는다는 거예요, 결국은. 그것이 금융위기 때하고 다르다. 금융위기 때는 조금 전에 말씀드렸죠. 서플라이가 너무 많았어요. 오케이. 그리고 이제 홈오너들이 디폴트가 생기기 시작하니까 이제 그 경기가 안 좋으니까 모기지 못 내고 엄청나게 포클로즈 숏세일이 쏟아졌었다. 그때는. 그러나 지금은 건강한 지금 그 건강한 임밸런스를 이루고 있다. 뭐 이렇게 볼 수도 있겠죠. 그래서 집값이 받쳐주고 있다. 그 다음에 스트롱 레이버 마켓. 여전히 레이버 마켓이 스트롱하다. 그런 것들이 2020년도가 마켓이 크래시 되지 않을 이유 중에 해당된다는 거죠. 앞으로 그럼 어떻게 될 거냐? 스틸 캐시 바이어나 하이 다운 페이먼트 하는 분들한테는 아주 좋은 기회다. 6% 정도면 우리가 경험 있는 분들은 80년도의 중반에 18%까지 이자율이 올라갔었거든요. 모기지 이자율 얘기하는 거예요, 우리가. 그러면 지금의 3배가 올라가 있었다고. 그렇다고 해서 집들을 안 사느냐? 저는 개인적으로 한 13%대의 첫 집을 샀어요. 안 사느냐? 다 사죠. 왜냐하면 하우징 디맨드는 그만큼 스트롱하다는 거죠. 그리고 이제 지금 시리뱅크나 뱅크 오브 아메리카의 3%나 제로다운 프로그램들을 계속 발굴을 할 필요가 있다. 최근에 그리고 이제 조금 웨이트하면서 기다리면서 다운페이 조절하고 크레딧 스코어 조절하면서 기다리면서 그러나 역시 렌트하는 사람들에게는 빨리 어떻게 해서든지 간에 집을 사는 거로 옮겨야 된다. 지금 렌트가 높기 때문에 시간을 끌면 끌수록 캐시가 전부 다 버닝 아웃 돼버린다. 그러니까 어떻게든지 이 기차에 올라타야만 돼요. 티켓을 어떻게든지 확보해야만 된다. 그리고 이제 커머셜 트랜잭션을 우리가 좀 활성화시킬 필요가 있다. 지금 가을 예를 들면 SBA 504 프로그램 같은 경우 504 프로그램은 이자율도 엄청 싸고요. 아니 relatively라는 얘기예요. 그 다음에 10% 다운맨 하면 커머셜 프로퍼티를 살 수 있기 때문에 오히려 기회가 될 수도 있겠다. 이런 지금 현재 우리가 뭘 할 수 있는지를 한번 좀 살펴봤습니다. Okay, that is it for this week. We just summarized the current real estate market. Okay, thank you for joining and see you all next week.